What is up, everybody? Star Wars Dad back for another video. Today we're going to be looking at a Cassian Green deck that just finished top 4 at like a 50-person event. I thought this list was really sweet, so I just wanted to give it a shot. I didn't change it too much. The only thing I did was took out one open fire to add in a U-wing reinforcement. So this deck plays aggressively, but it's more of a mid-range build to deal with control, so you don't run out of gas. And then it plays the open fires, which are a little different. I figured just to kind of stick with the theme, I just wanted to have 2 U-wing, even though most games you're not going to get there, and it's not as helpful against aggro. So we'll see if I change that around. But so basically, the difference with Cassian is that it comes out 2 turns later, so you're not getting the effect of having your leader out early for pressure. But it draws cards. It just costs 1 action or 1 resource if you've done 3 more damage to their base. So you kind of, the card draw is amazing in this deck when you need it. Because you don't, that's the thing with aggro, like you don't need too much card draw, especially when you're already drawing 2 cards every turn. But this kind of helps you get over the top and gives you that extra leg up against your opponent. We'll see how much I actually use this action. I'm not sure because it depends on what we're playing against. I could see it being very useful against control, especially if they keep taking the initiative. Otherwise, it's like a typical Sabine Green list. One of the biggest differences, though, is they have 3 Rebel Assault in the main, which I really like, because it's like a way of playing catch up if you get behind in an aggro mirror, which is possible because you're not as aggressive. Another big difference is the 3 Zeb. So I've been talking a lot about this card with a buddy of mine who plays this game, and this card seems really, really good, and I'm surprised it's gotten overlooked. And I'm surprised I overlooked it, to be honest. Like, I love Steadfast Battalion, but I love Zeb because what Zeb does is when you're behind in an aggro mirror, Zeb catches you up. It's also really, really amazing at taking out a Sentinel in control and then killing another thing. So it kind of like clears the path for your other units to get in. And it's got 5 power, so that most of the time it's going to kill Chilton, for example. Most of the time, Chilton's going to be like a 5-5 or 4-4. Sometimes it'll be a 6-6, but that's why you chip into it first, ideally, and then ECL in with Zeb. But that's like, on curve. Like, they play Chilton on 4 resource turn, you play Zeb on 5, and kill it, ideally, and then kill another thing, if needed. Either way, you're getting that thing out of the way so your other units can play. It's really, really good in the Sabine mirror, though, because like I said, if you're a little bit behind or you guys are neck and neck, you come in with Zeb and you just take out 2 of their units. And then, ideally you set it up to where Zeb lives. So, sweet card, and I think I talked about this some in the Sabine Green deck video I just did, but I think Zeb with the new card Wrecker, the synergy between those 2 cards, and just like on turn 5, play Zeb. Turn 6, play Wrecker. And both of those cards, you can ECL in, depending on the situation. But either way, both of their effects just like destroy your enemy's ground units. So it just feels like the 2 of them together are going to be a wrecking crew. 2 wing leaders instead of the normal 3. A couple Bright Hope, which I like Bright Hope main board. And then 2 Sparker Rebellions is the other big card, which it costs 4 resources in here, but the thinking again is that you're using it on the turn before overwhelming barrage. I can't speak right now. The turn before overwhelming barrage against Boba Fett, which is very, very helpful. Obviously, it's better in Sabine Yellow because it only costs 2 resources, so you can play that and a unit. But I think it's still sweet in here because you really just need it for that turn and against control. If you haven't already beat them by turn 7 or 8, your 8 resource turn or your 7 resource turn, then you're using it to get rid of their super laser blast. So very sweet card. And also, like, I found it to be useful just like getting other big things like Palpatine or Avengers. So I talked about this in my video, the last video I made, where I just think Spark Rebellion is an amazing card. It's like Thoughtseize from Magic the Gathering, which was like, it's still a staple in the game. Like, I think they just reprinted it for like the 10th time. But that card is just so good, like especially in an aggressive deck, because what you just use that card as like your form of anti-control. So you're swinging in, you're putting pressure, and then Well, obviously in this game you have For a Cause I Believe in, which is like insanely good. And then you have Spark of Rebellion. And this, you play those same two cards in Sabine Yellow. And they're just really, really good at making sure that you win the control matchup. I think control matchups are already favored for you, but that doesn't mean that they're not going to be tough sometimes. And it just really helps you put you over the top of like you're most likely going to win those like 70 to 80% of the time. Control, you're going to beat it as long as you're a good player and you play space early to avoid force chokes against red control, and you just gotta play smart and avoid sentinels and things like that. Um, Cassian also has Saboteur, by the way, which is nice. Um, Anything else in this board that's a little different? Otherwise, it's just pretty standard. Yeah, we talked about Open Fire. It's kind of a mid-rangey card to deal with the mirror as well because you're expecting to be behind. Not the mirror, but the Sabine matchups because you're expecting to be behind a little bit in those matchups against good Sabine players. Sabine Yellow I think is a very tough matchup, probably one of the toughest because they have 5 extra HP and they're more aggressive than Sabine Green. So that's going to be, Spark of Rebellion can come in useful there too because you can take out a card that they are going to use to beat you, like a Falcon or a Sentinel, like a Chewbacca you want to get out of the way, or a For a Cause that they could get over the top, or a Heroic Sacrifice so they can just win the game. Like, it's still useful, especially if you're playing from behind and you're trying to play defense a little bit. Echo-based Defender, again, sticks with that defensive theme. Admiral Ackbar plays that defensive theme. Um, and hold on, I'm gonna look up the guy's name, because he was really cool to talk to. Yes, Ryan Ruiz. He finished top 4 in I think a 50 person tournament with this deck. And I just was like, I want to play this already because I like the card draw, I like the spark, and I like the Zeb. So, but yeah, let's get into some games and see how this deck performs against some of the meta decks on Karabast, and then I will give you my final thoughts on this list post game. Okay, so here we are up against Vader Blue. So we're going to go Alliance X-Wing turn 1 to avoid getting force choked. Okay, they played Inferno. So we're going to take the initiative. The first thing we're always going to do here is attack in, so. Alright. Take the initiative and wait for our opponent. I feel like Cassian's ability might be good in this matchup. Alright, turn 2, we're just going to play Fleet Lieutenant or a Red 3 here. Kind of thinking Rebel Assault might not be the best. But we could play a 3-drop and then play Rebel Assault with a 3-drop next turn. Is kind of what I'm thinking. If we're able to hold 2 units on, which is possible. Not likely, but. So attack in first. Get in for 2. See what they do here. Goes to face, okay. Probably gonna play Power of the Dark Side, I would imagine. Or Open Fire. Nope. Okay, that's actually really good for us. So then Rebel Assault is huge here. Or really Fleet Lieutenant save Rebel Assault? I don't know. Our opponent is awfully slow at pressing pass. Gave a shield to his Inferno, and he's attacking our Red 3. No. Zeb is going to be good here. I'm just getting rid of fighters. Trying to decide between fighters and fleet here. Yeah, I think fighters is the odd man out just because it doesn't have four power. So this is a Rebel Assault first. Get in for as much damage as possible. I mean, Fleet Lieutenant or Rebel Assault is doing about the same amount of damage, right? Just didn't work out ideally. We're off to a good start, and then they're also one of the weaknesses that they have is they have 25 HP, so it's not your typical Vader blue list. This got more units in this list. So it's actually probably more difficult for us because they have units to attack in and deal with us. So I'm guessing our opponent has a takedown here. I don't know. I don't know what's happening. Okay. So they can trade with fleet. They did not trade with fleet yet, but they probably will. We're just gonna ping Fleet Lieutenant with Vader. Okay. Wing Leader's not that good in this matchup. So easy resource decision there. Definitely gonna ECL in Zeb here and just wipe out their board. Get in there first though, just to make sure we get in for damage. Okay. And now it's the perfect ECL turn. Boom, boom. So awesome. Card's so good. He force chokes it, whatever. It did its job. Alright, we have Cassian, and we're going to drop a couple units down next turn. Fifth Brother's pretty good. Yeah, Fifth Brother force choke's a good turn for them. I think we can let go Rebel Assault now that we only have one unit on the board. So get double green Squadron down. Flip Cassian. Just go face. And then next turn we'll be pretty close to game if they don't have a way to stop us. So definitely first thing we're doing is attacking it with X-Wing here. Our opponent is extremely slow in this matchup. This matchup Okay, is he disconnected? I think he might have disconnected here. So, if that's what happened, we'd play 2 green squad age rings. We swing in for 6, we'd be up to 18. Best he could do is get up to 15, and then next turn, we have a buttload of damage coming to his face. So we have 6, 8, 12 damage from 18, so we get to 30. So, okay, up against Palp Blue here. So we got base. That's what you always do. Ackbar is not good. Zeb is not bad. Open fire, no, thanks. No, thank you. So go green squad. See what he does. Okay. Spark is really good. Get rid of this, so we can on next turn we can spark or spark in something else. Just go fighters and see what he does. Yeah, dark side or something, yeah. I'm gonna go here because I want to take out his colonel. Bright Hope is not bad. I guess he doesn't have Force Choke in this deck, so we don't have to be as weary. Space. Do I care? I think I want to attack in first and see what he does. I think overwhelming barrage is what we're worried about, right? Yeah. So we're gonna try to take that, hopefully. See what he does, though, in response. Okay. Yep. What? Oh, that was out of aspect, I forgot. It's one of the reasons yellow is so good. Well, he has a takedown now. So we can, What do you have, takedown Super Laser Blast left? Yeah. Okay, so we're at 5 resources, so we can play Battlefield Red 3 here. I think Zeb is not this turn. First things first is we always attack against a deck like that. Okay, that's totally fine. We're gonna give him, try to get him to use his takedown here. Yeah. Yep. Okay. Interesting choice there. Okay, we're at 5 resources. Do we want to be at 6? I think we want to be at 6. So we can play Bright Hoods here potentially. We don't want to give him Zeb yet. Because he's gonna Super Laser Blast next turn, right? So maybe we just kill Chilson. And force him to play it. Does this have Saboteur? Oh. Well, I don't care about Chilson at all then. Ooh. Nice. Is Laser Blast coming? I think it is. Yeah, we'll just keep our board wide. No reason to do that right now. Okay. So we go. Bright Hope. Alliance. Pass. Probably get rid of a wing leader here. Much rather it be a fleet lieutenant right now. Yeah, I just want to. 7 is where we want to stop because we do have a U-wing reinforcement for this matchup. So. Okay. Let's play Rebel Assault. Boom, boom. Okay. Palpatine's coming out, but not doing anything? Oh, he sacrificed the thing, okay. A damage to Bright Hope. Okay. Well, if he's bringing out Palpatine, shouldn't we go... So Bright Hope's down to 5. We could go Alliance Wing Leader. He takes Bright Hope, or we could go Echo Base Defender Zeb next turn. I like Echo Base Defender into Wing Leader to make it do 6 damage to Palpatine. And then use Zeb to finish it off. Okay. Sure. Or we could go Wing Leader onto Alliance. That doesn't feel like the worst thing ever either. But I actually like putting it on here to make it harder for him to kill Echo Base. Okay. Claim the initiative. It's damage. How are we? Okay, yeah. So we claim initiative. He's got 2 sentinels right now because this is an official, right? Yeah. So we can just ECL Zeb here, kill them both, which is amazing. Love this card. I'm starting to really like this card. I think this card is what Sabine main now with that's a really good card too to finish them off, but it's not what we need at the moment. Don't need that at the moment. He's at 9. Boom, boom. How you like that? Another one. Well, that's not an official though, so. Boom, good game. Zeb for the win, man. Zeb, Zeb, Zeb. Can't say enough about that card. Really starting to love it. Like Sabine Green, again, to talk about that from the last video where I didn't really like Sabine Green that much. Zeb in the main board, and then you're getting ready for Wrecker coming in the next set. Like, those 2 cards have so much synergy together where you just, like, clear out your opponent's ground units. And then you have, like, a 5/5 and a 7/6 on the board. Turn after turn, so it just depends. Very good. Good game. Yeah, yeah. That was a good game. For sure. No, I do not want a rematch. Okay, up against Boba here. No. I'm trying to think. I like Wing Leader in this matchup. I like Battlefield Marine in this matchup, but not as much as Alliance because of Greedo. Greedo is a thing, so I'm probably gonna go Alliance. Get rid of Battlefield Marine and Alliance. So we're gonna go Alliance. Yeah. Because of Crafty and Greedo, it's just not as good to be on the ground in this matchup. It's better to be in the air against Boba, but we'll see how this goes. Either way, this is one of the tougher matchups. We do have two Spark Rebellions on the main board for Overwhelming Barrage. I mean, Ewing is actually not bad. Echo Base Defender's not bad either. Fighters is okay. I feel like Fighters is the card I'd less likely to want this turn. So, did he already attack in? Okay. He could ambush in something like a 7th Fleet defense. Okay, yeah, and we want to stay. I should have yeah, well then he could have ambushed this in, so. I don't want to give him a reason to ambush in to Super Laser, so I want to stay in space as much as possible. Okay. I love Zeb in this matchup. I think Zeb is going to be amazing. Turn 4, what are we doing? I don't know. We're all ground units is kind of... Go base defender is our best bet. I'm really not... I really don't want to get rid of Ewing because if they the Vader turn, which is highly likely, that's going to be the card that gets us back in the game. I think it's Battlefield again. I think we're just going to have to Fleet Lieutenant this turn on the Wing Leader. Swing with Alliance. Yeah. We're just going to try to force him to attack in with his other units first. Just kind of arena dodge as much as possible. Basically just want Boba to come down next turn. Yeah, so he's going to swing with Crafty Smuggler. We could draw a card here too, couldn't we? That's not a bad idea. Double Zeb, okay. Yeah. Just to force him to have to attack him with both things before we have to do anything. He's waiting as long as possible. Yeah, I'm just going to go Echo Base here, since we want to get Fleet Lieutenant. Alright, we successfully avoided speeding them up, which is what you want to do. We did not successfully avoid an overwhelming barrage, but at least Alliance is big enough. Zeb, Spark, Zeb. Well, I don't think we need 2 Zeb. Swinging it with Boba, I guess. So ideally, if we Zeb in, we want to... He's ECLing Steadfast, okay. Cool. So then we can ECL Zeb and take out Steadfast and Boba. Or we could Fleet Lieutenant, get over for 6 damage, get up to 14. And then Spark, and then Zeb next turn. I don't know, I think we should Zeb now, to be honest. I just think that's the right call. Zeb mainboard is sweet, man. I am loving this card. And it's a 5/5, like, it's putting pressure on him. Crafty Smuggler to take, okay, makes sense. Anything where he's not going to our face is what we want, right? Okay. So next turn we can go Spark Fleet. Or double Fleet if we draw another Fleet. Because that would put us at 10 damage, which is, and then attack him with Cassian. Oh, it's gonna be close. The fact that they drew another Boba Fett stinks. These matchups are so close. So they only need to do 7 damage. I mean, like, we almost need Assault. For a cause, Rebel Assault. Does that do it? I think it's pretty phenomenally close. So Rebel Assault is going to do 8 damage. Gets up to 22 and then followed up by 4 a cause. Did we just do it? Did. That's amazing. Because I don't think you can get 8 damage in one swing. You can get 7 with a surprise strike. Whew. What a tight one, man. I mean, if the game wasn't so incredibly close, like Spark of Rebellion would be really big right now. But For a Cause is going to take us home. That was a good draw. But I love having this card main. Well, the problem, I keep forgetting, this card costs 4 in this deck, not 2 like yet. So he went. Good game, good game. It was tight. Tight like Tiger. But yeah, I mean, that's how close that game goes. Why does that screen keep popping up? Oh. No thanks. Using this game for a video on YouTube, actually. If you want to check it out, it will be on my channel on Star Wars. Dad. Okay. He just disconnected. It's like, you jackass. He's like, I don't want to know that was me. I mean, that was a close game, man. He was gonna if I didn't draw the For a Cause or the Rebel Assault. Those are the 2 cards I needed. Like, those are the best 2 cards I could have drawn. So, good game. Yeah, so this is one of those matchups where, like, I really, really want to avoid Force Choke as much as possible. So do I just mulligan here? I think so. Nice. Yeah, it's just so that you avoid Force Choke. Spark is good on, like, the turn 6 where they have 7 resources to take out their Super Laser Blast. Wing Leader isn't bad here because they have Force Choke. These 2 cards are 2. Yeah, I think it's gotta be this. I think I want to stay in the air as much as possible to avoid Force Choke. It's a card. Just mulligan hard for a green A-Wing or a thing. Or an Alliance X-Wing thing. Okay. Ooh. I like Fleet Lieutenant. Yeah, we just want to get units in right now. We don't want to play around with For a Cause until later in the game. Ouch. That's a thing. Okay, I'm okay with that. What would be really sweet is if we top deck a Rebel Assault. Interesting. He didn't attack with his Inferno. Green Squadrons are at 4 respawn. It's kind of awkward. I actually think you just K2S out. Yeah, I think we're saving Spark for a couple turns for now. Probably on the Cassian turn. So this represents the most damage and he can't kill it, so we go first. You can't kill the X-Wing is what I was trying to say before I got distracted while trying to play at the same time as talk. Okay. That's fine. It's fine. I could have done the thing. maybe it's okay that I didn't do the thing. Okay, so there's that thing. So get U-wing here, give it more HP. Yeah, I should have sent in Cassian because I would have got him for 3 damage. I don't know why I didn't do that. I just completely forgot to do it. As soon as the turn started, I got excited. That would have made the most sense, wouldn't it have? But that's okay. We'll just do go a different route. Force him to have to deal with things. Okay, sure. You want to draw a card here? No. Attack. Okay. Okay, there's that card. Coming down next turn, right? Okay, double for a cause is great. I think we just want to get rid of battlefield here. I think we're just going to overwhelm this turn, which is fine. Get in for 2. Put him in an awkward situation. If he wants to trade with our wing leader, that's fine. Next turn we double for a cause, hopefully. We'll see. See what he does here. Yep, I think he's killing wing leader, right? Yeah. We can't deploy him yet. Didn't we just draw a card? Why did it not draw a card? Oh, we didn't do 3 more damage, I guess. Yeah, I mean, I guess I could have attacked him with wing leader first. Again, that would have been smart. And then I could have waited for him to kill things before I brought this in. Zeb isn't bad. I think I'm misplaying a lot this game. I want to get units on the board, right? So we're probably just going to play Zeb here, I think. I guess we could have fighters for a cause there too. Good spark here also. For 4, it just feels awkward. Let's just play this. Force him to have a force choke. Yeah, I feel like I've misplayed a couple times this game. For sure. It's like subtle things that add up. Like it would have been smart to get K2SO down a turn earlier. Okay. Okay. Draw a card. Rebel Assault's not bad, except we lost Zeb. Okay. Wow, that's amazing. Yeah, that's an amazing hand. We almost wanted to keep that, right? Well, first we're going in here and drawing a card before we do anything. So we're at 17, he's got 8 life. We could just double for a cause. Okay. Thing, right? For a cause gets us to like 24. Before it fighters dies right away. We could spark for a cause to try and help our situation for 4 here. Echo Base Defender would be so nice. Spark and see what we can get from it. Yeah. Palpatine is bad. He had takedown and something else I can't remember. I went too fast. Okay, for a cause. Got him up to 4. Next turn we just win. So, this rebel. I mean, so we're do it like this. Top, so that we just have as many rebel choices to begin with. And don't play any units so he can't get from Iden. I mean, we have the perfect hand. Let's just be real. Okay. Okay. So we're gonna be at 8 resources, so we get for a cause. I don't think we need fleet. Yeah, he can't do anything here. Rebel. Top. Good game. Yeah, I mean, triple for a cause, but I've spoken about this before, and this time I didn't actually find it in my 4 causes, but I spoke. There's not that many cards in this deck. There's 50 cards, and then you're digging for 4 cards with 4 cause, so it actually happens more often than not that you find 2 or 3 of these because you dig for them and you put them at the top of your deck to close the game out against control decks. So up against Sabine Green here. No, I like it. Should get rid of one alliance for sure. Just stay in space. I think the only way we're not playing Wing Leader next turn is if they have a green Squadron A-Wing on their turn. Okay. Yeah, so we're definitely playing Wing Leader. Open fire is not bad, but I would rather have K2SO because it basically does the same thing with ECL. I think I'm actually gonna get rid of so. I do think it's good in this matchup, but I like open fire as an option to finish something off. Okay, so we're playing Wing Leader here. Yeah, I don't know if that was right. Maybe it was better to keep that, but we'll see. I really hope we can find a Zeb, so I don't have to ECL with K2SO. I mean, ECL with K2SO is not bad. Second Wing Leader is really not bad either. Here, it gives us another turn to wait on ECLing. But I guess ECLing here is good too because out their threat. Yeah. Yeah, I mean. They might have one too. That's fine. They'll get in for 6 damage. Okay. Well, that's a very easy decision for us. We just go face for 5. We could kill it, but I don't see the point in doing that. We're at an advantage right now. We have an open fire, potentially to deal with it next turn. Just keep the pressure on. Here comes Sabine. Oh, he's gonna get like 6 damage, or what, 5 damage in here? I don't think he's gonna use the ability, right? He's killing. Okay. Don't understand that one at all. I think we got this one. Got this one on lock. Made a few misplays. It happens. It happens. Alright, we can go wing leader. Or we can go open fire. A-wing. Or we can go... We have a lot of options here. I think because we're in the lead, we want open fire for sure on turn 1. Or on the first action, I'm sorry. And then we're going to play Alliance, I guess. So, get rid of that. Let's just go in with the wing leader. It's the only way he can kill Green Squadron if he gets a fleet lieutenant, which could happen, so maybe that's not the smartest thing to do. But if we kill this with open fire, he cannot kill it. So he could kill the wing leader, but that's... Do we even care? I mean, he's gonna kill wing leader if we just attack in. We could pump up wing leader and make it a 4-3, which makes it trade. Or we could play wing leader onto Green Squadron and make it even bigger. So it swings in for 7 this turn. There's a lot of things we can do. Okay. Let's just not overthink it. Let's not overthink it here. Okay. Not expecting to have happen there. I think maybe this person has played this game that much, I'm guessing. I don't know. Okay. Good game. So back for the post game wrap up on this deck. This deck went 5-2, and the one matchup I lost was like I made so many misplays against Sabine Green, and then we played another Sabine Green and I destroyed them. But I don't know if that was somebody who's new to the game or something, because that was really bad. But yeah, I think I just misplayed a lot. So I actually think I could have won that game because of Zeb. So with no Steadfast Battalion in this deck at all, I didn't miss it. I mean, I beat Boba Fett. The 3 Rebel Assaults were amazing. That was huge. I like the theme of the idea behind this deck. It's like you're still playing extremely aggressive, but you're prepared if you're a little bit behind the more aggressive decks like Boba Fett and Sabine Green, because you have the Rebel Assault to play catch up. You have Heroic Sacrifices. You have Admiral Ackbar to just like plop down to kill a thing on the ground. You have Open Fire to kill a thing. I did drop 1 Reinforcement back in the side just because I was like, I never use this card in most of these games, except against Control. What felt really good? Zeb felt amazing. Like Zeb won me 2 or 3 games by itself. And honestly, that Sabine game that I misplayed and lost, I think it was a goofy mess up too. Like they had a 4-5 Rebel Pathfinder and a 4-4 K2SO, and for some reason I ambushed in to the K2SO, and so I didn't kill the Pathfinder. I only did 4 damage to it. It was just like a misclick, but it was a huge misclick because it definitely cost me the game. But to be honest, like being behind in that matchup, Zeb kind of did the same thing as all these other cards, like where it helped me come back. So Zeb, Open Fire, Ackbar, and Rebel Assault, and Heroic Sacrifice all really did a good job of helping me come back. Spark of Rebellion was really good in one of the control matchups, taking like I think I took a barrage against Boba Fett, as I was talking about in the intro. Like that's amazing for that. And I took a Palpatine and an Iden Red matchup, which was huge. I'm trying to think if there was another match where I used it. Um, but card fell is great, and I think you need to. I think that card's already up to like $6 now. It was $1 like 3 weeks ago. I don't know why it was ever $1, but um, I picked up like 15 of them when it was at $1 because I was like, this card's going to be used at some point a lot, whether it's this set or next set. But people are already starting to use it in their aggro decks. Because and typically like in Magic, for example, like there's this one deck in an older format. It's called Blue Black Ninjas or Demir Ninjas, and it's one of the best decks in the format. Has been for a long time, and they play like 3 or 4 Thoughtseize in the main board, and they play super low to the ground and super aggressive, where they draw a bunch of cards every time their ninjas attack in. So they're getting card draw, which is replenishing their board and keeping the pressure on. They go wide so that you can't deal with them, and they have Thoughtseize to deal with control decks, and they can also even play counter spells, which this game doesn't really have that yet. It might have it at a certain point, but or something similar to it. But it's just an incredibly good aggressive deck that that that's why it's one of the best decks for years now in that format. So I think you're going to see a lot more Spark of Rebellion in the near future. So get used to your opponent discarding the card that you were hoping to play that turn. So that's why initiative becomes really, really important in those matchups. But yeah, this deck was a lot of fun. It plays a little more defensively and mid-rangey. So sweet deck. Shout out to Ryan Ruiz again for the inspiration to play this deck and try it out. I definitely think you should give it a shot if you like Cassian. I've been eager to try out Cassian. I just hadn't seen a list that felt like something I wanted to try. But it was really cool to see this list pop up. So give it a shot. But as always, y'all have a good one and peace out.